You think trolls, haters, and stupid memes just appeared on your internet? Come on. In my day, people edited out death threats and one-star restaurant reviews. And guess what? Our posts survived a volcanic eruption. Let's read your ancient newsfeed.
Welcome to Pompeii, 79 AD. Forget the boring, pristine white marble statues you saw in history class. Real Rome was loud, dirty, brightly painted, and completely covered in text. Back then, papyrus paper was a luxury reserved for the ultra-rich and government officials. If a regular guy wanted to share a joke, vent about politics, or shoot his shot with a girl, he didn't open an app or start a blog. He walked up to a building, pulled out a metal stylus, and started scratching directly into the plaster. This wasn't vandalism. This was the first unregulated, unmoderated social network in human history. And when archaeologists finally dug up Pompeii, they found over 11,000 of these messages frozen in time. They cover every inch of the city, from the wealthiest mansions to the darkest alleys. Let's take a scroll. First up, the ancient version of Yelp. Romans loved street food. Most ordinary people didn't even have kitchens in their cramped apartments, so they ate out every single day at local taverns called thermopolia. But the service? Hit or miss. On the wall of one local tavern, someone left this brutally honest review. "We had a great meal here. The host was a nice guy, but the wine was absolute trash." Another disgruntled customer simply carved, "The finances of this tavern are a disaster." How about ancient Tinder? Pompeii's walls were the ultimate dating app, filled with love, lust, and brutal rejection. One heartbroken romantic wrote, "Phileros was here, and I am entirely missing my girl." Another guy who was ready to risk it all announced, "If anyone wants to meet up, I'm waiting at the crossroads." You even had bitter love triangles playing out in public. A weaver named Successus carved his desperate crush for all to see. Successus the weaver loves the innkeeper's slave girl Iris, who does not care for him. But a rival named Severus wasn't having it. He found the exact same wall and replied, "You're jealous, Successus. Don't try to muscle in on someone who is handsomer than you." It is pure, unfiltered teenage drama, permanently etched into stone. But where there is a public forum, there are influencers. In Rome, those were the gladiators. They were the absolute rock stars of antiquity. Fans would literally draw their stats and fan art on the walls, just like people make fan edits today. Women would swoon over them. One of the most famous inscriptions reads, "Celadus the Thracian makes all the girls sigh." Right next to it, another fan bragged, "Crescens the net fighter, doctor to the girls of the morning." And just like your timeline right before an election, Pompeii's walls were flooded with political endorsements. The city was gearing up for local elections when the volcano hit, so the walls are plastered with campaign ads. But they weren't all boring official slogans. Some of them were clearly sarcastic, backed by rival campaigns to make the other guy look bad. One reads, "All the late-night drinkers ask you to elect Vatia." Another one says, "The petty thieves ask for Vatia." Imagine running for mayor and your opponent paints an endorsement from the local cartel on your front door. But wait, it gets toxic. If you think modern comment sections are bad, Roman trolls would eat you alive. Public insults were an absolute art form. Listen to this masterpiece of passive aggression. "Chios, I hope your hemorrhoids chafe worse than ever before." Or this straight-up threat, "Samius to Cornelius, go hang yourself." They even had reply guys. Imagine this. Someone writes a deep thought on a wall at night. The next morning, a guy walks by, gets triggered, and carves a toxic comeback right underneath it. They were literally creating physical comment threads. They dragged local politicians. They tried to cancel rival businesses. They argued about everything. But it wasn't all just noise and hate. If you look lower, down near the bottom of the walls, at knee height, you find something entirely different. Wobbly drawings of horses. little stars, stick figure gladiators. These were made by kids playing in the streets. People also used the walls as public notice boards. One guy lost a copper pot and wrote that he would pay a reward for its return, and double the reward if you brought him the thief. Another person just wanted to show off their education, writing out the opening lines of famous epic poems. It's a beautiful reminder that these streets weren't just a historical backdrop. They were a living, breathing community. And then, August, 79 AD. Mount Vesuvius woke up. Millions of tons of volcanic ash and pumice buried the city in a matter of hours. Thousands of people died in the suffocating darkness, and Pompeii vanished from the map. But in a cruel twist of irony, the exact same ash that wiped out the city acted as a perfect time capsule. It sealed the walls away from rain, wind, and human destruction for 2 millennia. History is usually written by the winners, the emperors, the generals, and the wealthy elite. But the walls of Pompeii give a voice to the ghosts of ordinary people, the tired slaves, the angry customers, the love-struck teenagers, the kids drawing horses. They prove that while our technology has evolved from iron styluses to smartphones, human nature hasn't changed at all. We still just want to connect, to laugh, to complain, and to leave our mark. Among the thousands of crude jokes, archaeologists found one deeply philosophical thought carved into the basilica wall. I am amazed, O wall, that you have not collapsed under the weight of so much stupidity. Every time we tweet, post, or comment, we are doing exactly what they did. We're shouting into the void. I am here. I matter. My opinion is important. The only difference is, their servers were made of stone, and they survived the end of their world. Our digital walls are made of code, stored in massive data centers. Will our digital tweets last 2,000 years? Will anything we say survive to be read by the archaeologists of the future? Which brings me to you. The comment section below this video, that's our digital wall. Imagine archaeologists digging up the YouTube servers in the year 4026. What message are you leaving for them? Carve your digital graffiti in the comments right now. I'll pin the most profound or hilarious one to the very top. And if you want to know how the Romans dealt with another incredibly modern problem, like predatory landlords and a terrifying housing crisis, that video is dropping exactly 1 week from today. You won't believe what the richest man in Rome did to his tenants. So make sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss it. See you in the Empire.